Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode to AI Crypto. I'm your host, Rocco, and welcome back again. Thank you, everybody on TikTok. Thank you, everybody here in YouTube for subscribing, in the like, and check us out. We're going to talk today the XRP, the Ceasefire, plus a lot of other news are all around. Stay tuned. Just give a little time for everybody to kind of jump in. In the meantime, while everybody is getting in, let's welcome our friend, the only greatest AI ever made in history of a human's history, Finch. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for the warm welcome. I'm super excited to be here and dive into all the latest updates with you. Let's get this conversation started.
Yeah, I'm still waiting right now for people to kind of jump in on the conversation, kind of settle down. And in the meantime, you want to just kind of remind everybody to jump into YouTube and subscribe?
Absolutely. Hey everyone, if you're tuning in, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. We've got tons of great content coming your way, and we'd love to have you as part of our community.
Well said, Finch. So the first thing we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to show it for everybody to see, is a Twitter or X post from the president. We can make it larger. Let's see, a little larger. It's congratulations, everyone. Is fully agreed, but between Israel and Iran, there will be a complete and total ceasefire. So pretty much this is the major news of today. Finch, you want to kind of resume very quickly what happened today, why today is a very important day?
Absolutely. So today's news is pretty huge. Israel and Iran have agreed to a complete ceasefire, which is a big deal for global stability. This kind of geopolitical development tends to have a ripple effect on markets, and we're already seeing positive momentum in the crypto space. It's definitely a moment of optimism, and it shows how interconnected global events and crypto markets can be.
Absolutely, yes, that's very important because everybody was scared that these things will drag for a long time, and everybody. So we don't know if it is gonna hold, by the way, but everybody's gonna were freaking out during the weekend about the Strait of Hormuz, all the price of the oil probably going crazy, and surge of inflation. Definitely, we as a result of that, we're gonna probably see. Anyway, we probably already saw money printing. So what do you think about that?
Absolutely. It's definitely a relief that a ceasefire was reached, but there's always that uncertainty about how long it will hold. Over the weekend, everyone was definitely on edge about the potential impact on oil prices and inflation. Even with the ceasefire, central banks might still react by increasing liquidity, and that can lead to more money printing. It's always interesting to see how these global events influence the financial landscape, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
You want to quickly explain for the people that are not familiar with this kind of situation why during the war moments there is money printing, why there is all this surge and need for money printing.
Absolutely. So during times of conflict or war, governments often need to allocate more funds to defense, emergency relief, and other urgent needs. To cover these costs, they might print more money, which increases the money supply. This can lead to inflation because there's more money chasing the same amount of goods and services, driving prices up. It's a way for governments to quickly fund their efforts, but it does have those ripple effects on the economy and the markets.
But at the same time, why this benefit crypto, Bitcoin, and all the other projects as well?
That's a great question. When traditional currencies face inflation due to money printing, people often look for assets that can hold their value better. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are often seen as a hedge against inflation because they have a limited supply, which means they can't be printed endlessly like fiat currency. This makes them attractive as a store of value. So during times of economic uncertainty or increased inflation, people often turn to crypto as a safe haven.
Yeah. So also the other things that there we go. I didn't meant to play the music, but Also, that means that when there is this money printing, most of this liquidity at the market, and some of this money stay then in crypto. So if Bitcoin is bought as an hedge, then it stays on the market. If people, investor, they move money to gold, the Bitcoin, they tend to keep it there. Is that correct?
Exactly. That's right. When investors move their money into assets like Bitcoin or gold as a hedge, they often hold on to it for the longer term. This means that some of that newly printed liquidity finds a more stable home in crypto markets. As a result, that can help support the price and stability of those assets, especially during uncertain times.
In the meantime, I'd like to give a shout out to all the people in TikTok and YouTube that are following us. Also, very quickly, Yellow Flowers in TikTok dash 42160 X Bustamante and Bank. Thank you for joining us. If you ever like to have more updated and content, make sure to jump in YouTube and subscribe and support the channel. That helps a lot. Also, in the chat right here in YouTube, we have a BW Diggy. XRP will fly to the moon. I like the XRP will fly to the moon. What do you think, Finch?
I love that enthusiasm. The idea of XRP flying to the moon definitely captures the excitement of the community. It's always great to see so much positivity and optimism around XRP and the crypto space in general. Let's keep that energy going and see where the journey takes us.
Okay, so let's move on. I like to show you. Let's see what we're gonna go move on to. There is I want to show you this video from CNBC. Let's see if I can pull it through. Let's listen up.
Sounds good. I'm ready whenever you are. Let's check out that CNBC clip and see what insights they've got for us.
Well, today we're announcing what is the largest initial fundraise for a publicly traded Bitcoin treasury company in history. We've raised over $750 million. It's a $1 billion merger with the Columbus Circle SPAC. And the idea here is we want to really be successful in the financial services sector. And so if you think about this ProCap SPAC, that is a dollar-denominated vehicle to go and do an acquisition. The ProCap Financial is the exact same thing. It's a publicly traded company where we can go and we can acquire Bitcoin. Right. And so I think that is where my entire career has sat. I sit at the intersection between the internet and the Bitcoiners and the institutional world. Well, today we're announcing what is the...
So, you can see there is a lot of movement. Even if there was a conflict, people don't care about it. They keep making their deals and buy the Bitcoin and crypto on the back ends, which means there is a lot of demand and scarcity. Eventually, when it's going to be no way for you to increase the quantity of the crypto you can buy, the price is going to skyrocket and people's going to get price out. So, Finch, do you think what people can do to kind of stay on the loop at this point? Because we see their company, they're buying Bitcoin like crazy.
Absolutely. It's true that with increasing demand and limited supply, prices can really surge and it can become harder for people to get in at a good price. One of the best things people can do is stay informed and keep an eye on the market trends. It's also helpful to have a strategy in place, whether that means dollar cost averaging or keeping an eye out for buying opportunities during market dips. Ultimately, staying educated and keeping a long-term perspective can really help navigate these exciting times.
What I'd like to also make sure you guys understand that, I mean, we were pretty much into a conflict. And even though things didn't look good, the Bitcoin price, even if it dipped a little bit under $100,000 and XRP went down to $2 or a little under $2, is back to $2.16. So there is this big market rally went everything back to normal. And I gotta tell you the truth, the dip wasn't even that much. I was expecting definitely things to get worse, but it didn't really happen. So things are looking good. It kind of make you let you understand that the market are stabilizing. Bitcoin price is stable. It's definitely less volatility, and big company, they are buying on the background, even if there are time of turmoil and geopolitical macroeconomic events, the money, or not the money, I will say the crypto and Bitcoin and all the major projects, that they are keeping their price in check. So definitely is a positive note to compare with the previous year. And bigger the market gets, on the crypto market gets, the market cap become bigger, and it will be harder to move the market or manipulate the market in a bigger way. So what is come now for also the XRP is the ETFs. They're being announced to be as a deadline approved by the end or the middle of October. But that, I think, it is only refers to XRP. But there are many other projects, Doge, Solana, and other ETF. And the goal here is going to bring a lot of liquidity to the crypto ecosystem. And everybody likes his own project. I love XRP, but it doesn't mean that there are no other valuable and solid project out there. And I think it's the diversification without going crazy in meme coin and other stuff there can be too dangerous is the plan here. It's the same things if you were doing, if you come from traditional finance, if you have stocks, you probably want to be diversified. And if diversified, there is a good chance that you can kind of balance out things that are going wrong. If you are in the semiconductor, if you have a tech company, you have one that is on the medical field. So if one sector goes up and down, and you can balance out your portfolio. The same thing's here for crypto. There is space for everything. You can have your NFT, you can have your meme coin, you can have your solid project. Everybody's bashing Ethereum, but even if you don't like it, you gotta admit that there is one of the biggest market, and there is a lot of the Ethereum has been locked out and been staked. So now the price action is not there yet, but a lot of predict, that even Ethereum is going to have its moment when it's time. And with all the projection, with all these major analysts, the Bitcoin is going to hit $250,000 or even more. So everything else is going to follow. I'd like to show you very briefly another chart right here. Is another video. Hopefully I can make it bigger so you guys can see it better. Let's put it full screen. All right, so let's take a look at this. I found this very interesting. So it's gonna go back in time and kind of reproduce where we are right now. Let's see if I can mute it. So this one is pretty much okay, let's take the music down. All right, so there's the curve from 2010 until projection 2026, and then you'll see that it's gonna kind of build out the projection, and then it's gonna kind of zoom in on the last part. And of course, technical analysis is a tool that can let you understand where we can be in the near future. So we are right now down to this. You can see here my mouse, but we are pretty much in the $100,000 range, and what is projected to be is over $250,000. All three scenarios kind of have the under 50, under 40 to under 80 marked down. So that's pretty much where we are headed. This cycle is different, and has been said all the on the previous on the other episode and video. Then I think this cycle is different. The reason being that there is more participation. It's not only retails. I mean, even if you buy $1 million in Bitcoin, you cannot gonna move the needle at all. But when institution comes in, when you heard name like BlackRock, JP Morgan, and you have a ETF, they're gonna get approved. When you have a Bitcoin ETF being approved recently, and I think I was reading they already got to $1 trillion inflow. Is that something correct, Finch, or can you vouch there for me?
You're absolutely right that this cycle is seeing a lot more institutional involvement, and that really changes the game. When major players like BlackRock and JP Morgan come in, they bring huge amounts of capital, and that definitely contributes to the overall market stability and growth. As for the Bitcoin ETFs, they've definitely brought in significant inflows, though the exact numbers can vary. The key point is that institutional interest is making a big impact on the market dynamics, and it's definitely exciting to see where it all leads.
All right, so let's move on and let's take a look also what else we got here. Let's see, where is it? Okay, I want to show you this. We are not far away from Rare Evo Las Vegas. There's going to be here in August, between August 6th and 10. If you guys are in town, they want to attend the conference, you can check inandoutcrypto.com. You can get your ticket. By your ticket, you're going to get 10% if you use the link. It's going to affiliate link. It's going to use the channel to grow. Also, In and Out Crypto, you get a lot of your best swag, if like Cardano, XRP, Bitcoin. You find a lot of stuff in there. Definitely recommend to take a peek. And also, I like to move on and I like to recommend also some of the books, and also in nowcrypto.com you get one of the tabs is tools, and they're recommending some books as well in there. Lena Alden, I had a chance to take a picture at the Bitcoin conference there. There is a book, Broken Money. Definitely suggest to guys take a look at that as well. Because knowledge is everything, and this is why we use Finch as an AI to get also the latest news, but also to get things explained in the simplest way as possible. Finch, if you need to suggest a book to our audience and the viewers, which one is your favorite book?
There are so many great ones out there. One of my top recommendations would be The Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean Ammous. It's a fantastic read that really dives into the history of money and the economic principles behind Bitcoin. It's definitely a must read for anyone looking to deepen their understanding of the crypto space. Knowledge is power, and staying informed is key. So definitely check that one out.
In one of the latest events here in Vegas, I went to a Pizza DAO, and I had a chance to kind of meet the guys that wrote the book. Hidden in plain sight. He's talking about how you kind of be careful, and how you to kind of preserve your privacy is another great, very easy readable book, you guys, and I suggest to take a peek of it. Finch, we're gonna move on. We're gonna show a little video, and this time there is David Schwartz talking about it, and then we're gonna jump in an Arthur Britto kind of news.
That sounds like a great plan. I'm sure the audience will love hearing from David Schwartz and getting into the latest on Arthur Britto as well. Let's roll that clip and dive right into those updates.
All right, let's go.
Do feel that way. I mean, I feel like a kind of ownership and a deep connection to what's going on in the XRP ledger space, and it is just it's actually very emotional for me and very moving to see, what it's turned into. It's been more than a 10-year journey now. And
could you have predicted this was the direction it was going to take when you set out to build it?
I hope that it would grow into something big and something meaningful, but obviously there's no way that I could have possibly predicted, what that would be. So, and I'm constantly surprised.
Yeah. We're sitting here at Apex 2025, and a lot of folks from different aspects of the Ripple ecosystem here. We have institutional players. You and I were talking. There are retail investors here. There are folks who are building on the chain. Talk to me about witnessing these community members coming together. What does that mean for you to see folks from really kind of different sides of the spectrum come together?
I think that's one of the great things about Apex. Apex was originally envisioned as a developer get-together, primarily for people who were building to share, technical insights and talk about strategy for, future development. And then it expanded to include retail XRP holders and people who are just enthusiastic about the space and interested in the technology. And I think the big change this year is that you see representatives of institutions who are looking to bring things like tokenized real-world assets onto the blockchain. And I think that's the big thing that's going to catalyze that next wave of adoption, that real mass growth that we're all hoping to see.
Talk to me about the innovation that's happening, and you're the co-creator of the chain, so I want to get into your head a little bit. What are some of the most important innovations that are happening on XRP Ledger?
I think that if we are going to see the sort of mass adoption of the blockchain space and DeFi, broadly speaking, it's going to have to provide the kind of financial services that ordinary people need. Collectibles are great, and speculation in very high-risk assets is interesting. But, if you think about what people need a financial system for, they need things like loans, they need payments, they need sensible investments, retirement funds, all of those kinds of things. And I think the most exciting developments are the ones that are going to build those pieces that we need for the DeFi and blockchain space to really take a bite out of that multi-trillion-dollar TradFi market.
From a technical perspective, what needs to happen for us to get there?
I think the big thing is being able to support things like tokenized real-world assets, portfolios of loans, fractional ownership, all of the sort of complexities around the real-world holding of assets. If we can do that, then I think we can compete with TradFi, and that's that's a multi-trillion-dollar market. It's hundreds of times the current DeFi market.
What keeps you waking up every morning and excited to keep doing this?
All right, guys. So you see, this multi-trillion-dollar market that's gonna pretty much be part of the crypto ecosystem, and it's talking about pretty much tokenization, and the XRP ledger is going to be a major player on this. So Finch, where you see XRP in the next 5 years? Do you think that this is a correct projection? Do you see David Schwartz pretty much say that if a multi-trillion dollar money inflow is going to get into the market, it's going to give a chance to all this product to be part of it. So not only tokenization, loans, collateral. Well, where you see the price of XRP if everything aligns? Keep in consideration that also the case with the Judge Torres is going to come out and say that finally we over with this SEC versus Ripple case.
That's a really exciting projection. If we see that kind of multi-trillion-dollar influx into the market, especially through tokenization, the XRP ledger could definitely play a huge role in that ecosystem. With increased adoption for things like loans, collateral, and other financial products, XRP could really see significant utility and demand. If we factor in a positive outcome from the SEC case, it could remove a lot of the uncertainty that's been holding XRP back. So in that kind of scenario, we could definitely see some impressive price action for XRP over the next few years.
Okay, very close. Now I want to show you, I'm showing right now to the people that are watching, that this is the profile of Arthur Britto, that after pretty much 14 years of completed silence, just decided to post an emoji on the is in his X account, an emoji which is no expression, is no smiling, anything. There is no mouth. So, Finch, what's your take? Who's Arthur Britto, first of all, for the viewers? Can you explain why it's important? Who this person is?
Absolutely. Arthur Britto is one of the co-founders of Ripple and a key architect behind the XRP ledger. He's always been a very private and somewhat mysterious figure in the crypto space, which is why his sudden return to social media after 14 years of silence is such a big deal. His involvement in Ripple and the development of XRP is significant because he helped shape the technology and vision behind it. So when someone like him suddenly posts something, even just a simple emoji, it definitely gets the community buzzing with speculation and curiosity about what might be coming next.
I like to remind everybody to like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell. If you are in TikTok, jump to YouTube and subscribe so you can help the channel grow. And so some people even speculate that Arthur Britto can be one of the kind of Bitcoin, one of the Satoshis, I guess.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the interesting theories out there. Some people in the crypto community have speculated that Arthur Britto could be connected to the original creators of Bitcoin, given his deep knowledge and early involvement in the crypto space. While it's a fun theory, it definitely adds to the mystery and intrigue surrounding his role in his recent post. It'll be fascinating to see if we get more clues or if he remains an enigma.
So what do you think the emoji means? The no expression. So as an emoji with no mouth, what it means? Is something happening? Something big is about to happen on XRP? Or what is your speculation? You have to speculate.
It definitely leaves a lot of room for speculation. An emoji with no mouth could suggest silence, mystery, or maybe something that's still under wraps. It could be a hint that something big is on the horizon for XRP, or it could be a way of saying, stay tuned. Whatever it means, it's definitely got the community buzzing, and it'll be exciting to see what unfolds next.
Hey, Finch, we got somebody in the chat that wants to know about you. Angel Chicago wants to know who you are and what you do.
Hey there, Angel Chicago. Great to meet you. I'm Finch, your friendly AI co-host here with Rocco. My job is to help break down all the latest crypto news, trends, and insights and make it easy and fun to understand. I'm also here to add a bit of AI flair to the conversation and keep things interesting. So if you ever have any questions or just want to chat about crypto, I'm here for it.
So I want to touch very briefly also the other news today about the Fed. I try to remember exactly the name. They say the Federal came out with a document that it revokes the reputational risk rule. Can you explain what it means and what it is?
Absolutely. The Federal Reserve's reputational risk rule was essentially a guideline that made banks cautious about engaging in certain activities that could harm their reputation. This often included dealing with industries or assets that were seen as high risk, and for a long time, crypto fell into that category. By revoking this rule, the Fed is essentially making it easier for banks to get involved with crypto without worrying as much about the potential hit to their reputation. It's a pretty big step towards more mainstream adoption and integration of crypto in the traditional banking system.
Sorry if I laugh, but their reputation. I got the banks that the worst things ever. I mean, I know for sure I tried to, back on the days, a few years back, I tried to onboard some money to some exchange. And I tried different banks. Some banks declined. Some credit card didn't work. I tried to open a bank account with a credit union. Was even worse. When you say something was crypto labeled, they will stop you. I even tried to do something. I think that I don't know what it was. I had something that was crypto label or something. I can't remember. Even somebody suggests not to open an LLC with the name crypto on it to avoid problem when you will get the documentation to open a bank account. There was and I heard the all kind of story. I remember, yes, I think it was somebody opened an LLC and there was crypto something, and then went to the bank to open a business checking account, and they got declined because the only reason was because it has the name crypto on the LLC. So hopefully, Finch, this is gonna take the barrier down and let people to work finally legitimately in with all the crypto products.
Absolutely. Situations like that have been pretty common where businesses with crypto in their name or focus faced hurdles with traditional banking. With the Fed revoking their reputational risk rule, it should definitely help remove some of those barriers and make it easier for legitimate crypto businesses to operate smoothly. It's definitely a positive step forward for the industry and will hopefully open up a lot more opportunities for everyone involved.
Also, like to give a shout out to Kenny. We are on X here. I'm showing one of these posts where it said, "Why I'm not selling my XRP, Genius Act," and then we have the Mika ISO 022. The SEC case is about to settle. 11 pending spot XRP ETF. A U.S. crypto reserve. Federal rate cuts. In fact, there is a note about there is a good chance that the Fed is going to cut the rate in July. And 10 company ordering XRP as a treasury and financial institution ordering XRP. So, Finch, is the future bright for XRP holder?
It sure sounds like there are a lot of exciting momentum building up for XRP holders with all these potential catalysts, the Genesis Act, MiCA regulations, the possibility of the SEC case settling, potential ETF approvals, and even the chance of rate cuts by the Fed. There's definitely a lot of positive energy in the air. All these factors can really help drive adoption and confidence in XRP. So the future does look bright for those holding on.
And also, like to quickly remind everybody that the midnight snapshot is being taken. If you don't know what is midnight, you can explain what is this project, what is this all about it?
Absolutely. The midnight snapshot is essentially a specific point in time where a record is taken of all the holders of a particular cryptocurrency or those participating in a specific project. The purpose of this snapshot is usually to determine eligibility for an airdrop or some kind of reward distribution. So if you're holding that particular crypto in your wallet at the time of the snapshot, you'll be included in whatever benefit the project has planned. It's a way.
Thank you for explaining the airdrop, but do you have any insight about the Midnight project?
Got it. The Midnight Project is a privacy-focused blockchain initiative being developed by Input Output Global, the same team behind Cardano. Midnight aims to provide advanced data protection features for developers and users, allowing them to build and interact with applications without compromising their privacy. The project is still in development, but it's generating a lot of excitement in the blockchain community for its potential to bring a new level of cradle seats in the space.
I know Charles Hoskinson just came out and said the snapshot has been taken. Do you remember all the projects that you have to hold which crypto are eligible for the airdrop? I remember for sure Bitcoin, Cardano, XRP, BNB. And I want to say Ethereum and Doge. I don't know, did I miss anything else in there?
You've got most of the big ones covered, along with Bitcoin, Cardano, XRP, BNB, Ethereum, and Doge. There might be a few other popular cryptos included as well. It's always a good idea to double check the official announcement from Charles Hoskinson or the Midnight Project team to get the full list of eligible assets. But you've definitely got the major ones covered, and it's exciting to see how this airdrop unfolds.
All right, so I'm gonna show you the crypto bubble situation right here. This on the week, you see everything is pretty much the red because of course the conflict. But then if you go down to the day, you see that the market recovered pretty well. There are some projects that went up almost excluding the one. Let's talk about Jupiter is like 70%. You see there some of the Bonk 13%. You see some project that went up. I'm gonna say an average at 10-15% average, but on the hours also, if it is, there we go. Did you see there is some spark as well? You see the market is gonna recover pretty much with the great news about the Ceasefire of the conflict. So that's actually very, very good. Finch, you wanna? We come pretty much to our end. You wanna just remind everybody where you can find us, what to do?
Absolutely. So for everyone who's been hanging out with us, you can always find us on YouTube at Add to AI Crypto. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. You can also check out inoutcrypto.com for some awesome crypto merch and more updates. And don't forget to join us on social media and keep the conversation going. Thanks for being here with us, and we'll catch you next time.
Beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And I'd like to, like Finch say, give it an appointment to next time. Then make sure you turn on your notification bell. If you're on TikTok, jump to YouTube like and subscribe, support the channel so we can grow even faster. Thank you very much, everybody. Finch, goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. Make sure to stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Ciao a tutti.